Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of Wheel of Albums. Along with my brother Adam and our friend Jack, I am Justin. And what we do here is we deep dive a different album from the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. We spin a wheel and we come up with that album. We deep dive, listen to it a few times in the week, and come together to discuss what our opinions and thoughts are on that album. For this week, Jack spun the wheel and he spun the Australian band, the Triffids, and their 1987 album, Calenture. This is the first time I've ever come across the band, the Triffids. I think I've heard of them in name before, but knew nothing else about them.
Well, since I didn't know anything about the Triffids, I learned a lot about them. I found out that they were from Australia.
And so here we are, major label debut, and you can tell that they're really trying a lot of different things on this album.
I did not know anything about the Triffids prior to them coming up on the wheel.
Kind of feel like a band that just were missing that one thing.
And in the process of trying to show off that earnestness that they have so much of, they went through different producers, traveled back and forth from Australia to England. The first producer they had was the same guy that produced Blondie and Suicide and the Ramones' first album. And when that didn't work, they went back again, and they got the guy that did Ocean Rain, Gil Norton from Echo and the Bunnymen, and settled on him. And you can really hear his type of production on Calenture a lot.
On this album, felt like the Triffids were really trying to reach and go for a lot of different sounds. But what it kept coming back to for me was that David McComb, their lead singer, certainly has a lot of Jeff Buckley in him.
Almost too pleasant, if that is a thing. They just never find that next gear. It's like they get excited that they're turning the amps up to 7. I need a little bit more.
Every song on there would probably be heightened, and they probably would be fantastic to hear live. And I would love to hear a live version of every one of those songs, because I think it would add something to it that might be missing in the production of the original recording.
The first time through, I wasn't exactly impressed. It sounded a lot like a lot of other 80s artists like the Go-Betweens, U2, Lloyd Cole. But then whenever I really got to the heart of it and listened to it a little bit closer the second time, I started to pick up on David McComb's earnestness and the way that he wrote music.
It's like a sweater. It's light, slightly comfortable. It's unassuming, and I don't like them.
I think the song that I keep thinking about the most is Blinder by the Hour, which is definitely the most Buckley-esque song out of all of them.
I started picking apart what I was listening to. You could tell that it's like an imperfect album. But man, whenever you listen to songs like Bury Me Deep in Your Love and Holy Water, it really gets the juices going.
Songs that really made the album for me were Trick of the Light, Bury Me Deep in Love, Holy Water, and the other two, Jack and Justin, aren't going to agree with me on this. Kelly's Blues is a fantastic song.
Adam, I think Kelly's Blues is one of the big missteps on this album. Tries too hard to be Nick Cave, and it comes off a little bit flat.
Kelly's Blues. Can't tell for sure, but I think they're making fun of the Cult. If that's the case, I would like to even give a lower number.
Kelly's Blues is a fantastic song.
Adam, please make the correction if you agree that they're making fun of the Cult on Kelly's Blues.
I think some of these songs could have used like the instrumentation that they did on Bury Me Deep in Your Love off the top. On some of these other songs, I think it could have been more of a powerful album. There were some songs that felt a little more lightweight, like Jack is saying. But all in all, I found it to be a good, pleasant listen.
Although their sound's kind of all over the place on a lot of their stuff, and just everything is just someone else light. Leonard Cohen light, U2 light, Echo and the Bunnymen light. Can't quite make that next step.
All right, so we took all the songs on Calenture and rated them 1 to 10 and got scores. I had the highest with a 6.9, Adam a 6.63, and Jack with a 3.18 for a final rating of 5.58 between the three of us. And then we decided on our favorite songs, the top 3, Bury Me Deep in Love, Holy Water, and A Trick of the Light. And we agreed that the worst was the last song, Save What You Can, which scored only 13 points.
So was Calenture an album that I feel like I needed to listen to before I died? I'd say yes. I felt like I was overrun with every 80s sound imaginable on it. And I don't know if I would recommend it to somebody for them to listen to it before they die, but I certainly enjoyed it.
Or was there some movie named Triffids? Triffids is in some kind of science fiction thing. I forget what it was. Should you listen to it before you die? No. Do not listen to it.
I'm on the fence again this week, but at the end of the day, should you listen to this before you die? I enjoyed this album despite some of its limitations and imperfections. Grew to enjoy the songwriting, and even though pleasant, like Jack said, I'm in Adam's court. Wouldn't mind listening to more of the Triffids catalog. So that is a yes. Listen to this before you die. So what do you think? Go ahead and leave a comment. Tell us what you think about Calenture by the Triffids. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a rating if you're listening to us on Spotify. Give us a like and a follow if you're following along on Instagram or YouTube. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel for the next episode. And the wheel says we're listening to Little Richard. Here's Little Richard. Oh, that's going to be our next one right there. All right, for both Adam and Jack, I'm Justin. Thanks for listening in to Wheel of Albums.